Okay, here we are. I got this bowl off, this bowl off, this bowl no problem. 3 screws out of this one, and guess what? I got one that's a pain in the butt. So anyway, what I'm seeing is more of the same. Crud on the bottom of the bowl. Actually, this one of the pilot jets was not too bad. The other one, the other 2 I did, or I didn't do this one yet, of course. The other 2, which is this is one of them, were totally plugged up. So, but anyway, one of these bolts is doesn't want to come out. What I did, I had my best fit Phillips, and it happens. And it's of course the worst one to get at. So what I got here is I took this bowl off to give me more access, and what I'm doing is got my trusty vice grip on there, and just wiggle it back and forth. Wiggle a little bit. Sometimes if they break loose, you can then take them out. This one, I think, for some reason, some of these are going to give me a hard. This one's going to give me a hard time. So I'll wiggle it back and forth, and I got my whatever penetrating fluid. Get a little bit underneath there, but don't try to just take it out all one time. Go back and forth. Go like an eighth of a turn one way, eighth of a turn that way. That loosens up all that grime in the threads there. So that's a neat little tip to get these things out. If you do strip them out, go to the vice grip, or if you have a Dremel, you could probably slot this straight and get your flathead screwdriver on there. But I like using, if I can get the vice grip on it, like I say, I'll just tweak this, work this back and forth, and hopefully get this thing out. If not, we'll see what happens. Well, the carburetor screw saga is just getting worse. You can see the screw right there. Let's see. Right there. The head broke. Then I got the channel locks on the itself, on the screw itself, it broke. So it must have got, only thing I can guess, it got cross-threaded when they assembled it, because it is seized in there. So what I'm going to do is drill it out. So when I get back, I'm going to take this cover, put it on, and use that hole as a guide to start drilling. So I'm going to start drilling with a little bit smaller drill than that hole, and that's going to give me a point to continue drilling. Then I'll switch to a smaller diameter drill. Something that I can drill the whole way through with. It's not too deep, probably got a 1/4 inch or bolt there. But I want to drill through the bolt, not through the pot metal, not through this aluminum stuff, just through the bolt. So I got to start it with the drill, and with the bigger drill, and that way I got a center to go to. So when I get back, I'll attempt to take that on. It's already below flush, so if it wasn't, I'd probably grind it down a little bit to get it below flush. But it's already below flush. So anyway, I'm going to take that cap, that carburetor bowl, and screw it back down 3 screws, and that'll give me a good position to get that good start to get that hole drilled in the right orientation. So worst case, I'll get it out. There's no doubt about it. But worst case, if I booger up the threads, I'll just tap that one a little bit larger. Not the biggest problem in the world. So as long as we don't break the carburetor, the aluminum here, and I don't got to buy a new carburetor, I'm good to go. So not out of the woods yet, but getting close. Okay, here we go. I put the bowl back on. I just put 2 screws to hold it in place. And this bowl, I had this off prior to. I put the cover on there. I'm cleaning the jets on this one, but I just want to keep everything tidied up, sealed up, so I don't get any chips. So I got my trusty drill, and a bit that's a little bit smaller than that diameter there. And again, what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to drill a little bit just to get a point there so I can finish drilling the whole way through. So let me set this up here. I'll show you a little drilling. So hopefully what that did was put a little center point for me to drill. So I'll just take this out. you can see it right there. Hopefully you can see it right there. That I got a center started. And now what I'll do, I'll drill just the screw out with a much smaller bit. You can, get a idea for size by, the hole that's already through, but you don't want to go that big. You want to go a little bit small and work your way up. That way if it wanders around a little bit, you can sort of guide it the next time you put a bit in there. So let me set that up. Not sure if this is the best angle to show this drilling from, but again, I got a very small bit. I got it started. I took the cover off just so it's a little easier to see. And what I'm doing, just drilling slowly down through there. And what I do just every once in a while is just check it out. You can see I got some chips coming out of there. Okay, so what I'll do is just put my magnet against there, and all the chips went away. They all got sucked on the magnet, so I know I'm drilling through steel. So that's promising. So let me get this through. It's all the same. Just take your time. My motto is you got all day to screw this up. Let's not do it in a hurry, right? So take your time, drill a little at a time, clean up, make sure you're going in the right direction. And once you get this small drill through there, we can put a little bigger drill through there, and we'll start looking and see where the threads are. You'll start seeing the threads once you get to the tap drill of that screw. And hopefully we can clean that thing up. And again, this is a hand drill. If I had a milling machine or a drill press, I could probably do it a lot quicker, a lot better, a lot faster, whatever. But I don't. I got a hand drill and some bits. But, no matter what drill you have, the most important thing is, if you don't do anything else, get sharp bits. These bits I got are brand new. So they haven't been used to, dig into the dirt, drill concrete or anything. They're still fresh out of the box. So if you do one thing, is get new bits. So let me drill this through, and with any luck, I'll be in there and through it in a couple minutes here. Okay, back again. I know you're probably thinking this is pretty boring, but I got the drill through the hole. Now what I'm going to do is step it up in size to get it closer to that diameter. Hopefully, the offending steel will come out, but at the end of the day, I'll still have to re-tap that just to clean it up. But anyway, you just want to go, maybe I'll take one more step before I get there. I'll go one drill size, then I'll, in between where I'm at and what that whole diameter is. But I got it through. It looks like it went through mostly steel. I did get a few aluminum shavings there. But we're on our road to success here. So, okay, so all went pretty well. You look in that thing, and you got to have your eagle eye on. You can just barely see threads, and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. You can barely see threads along that edge the whole way down. Around here, on this side, it looks like, not so much. But I centered that pretty well, so it's my expectation I'll get a tap. And I'm guessing that's a M4. I'm not sure what pitch. M4 by 0.8 maybe. I'll check that out. I'll figure it out. So don't take my word on it. But I'll take a tap and I'll just chase that thread. And I should be good to go. So anyway, this is, when you take your bike to the shop and you got a problem like this is why they'll tell you put a new bank of carburetors on there for like more than the bike is worth. Because you get into this stuff, right? Some guy at the local whatever shop where they sell bikes, maybe a backyard mechanic that does this on the side, maybe he'll do it. But the guys that charge you $100 an hour to work on your bikes, they're going to say, get a new set of carbs. So, you're stuck. What are you going to do? You're going to get a new bank of carbs? This is going to be $1,000. The bike didn't pay much more than that for the whole bike. So sometimes you just got to get over it. Get in there, and if you look at the downside, what's the worst thing that can happen? You screw this carb up, right? Thank God for eBay. You can always buy another carburetor or another bank of carburetors or whatever. There's always somebody parting out a bike, and you could probably get a bank of carburetors for under $150. So this is this is a lose situation, but it isn't a very big lose situation because, you know, if you screw this right up and just no coming back to it, you can always get another carburetor, a used carburetor, and start over basically. So anyway, this is one of the problems you see with bikes. Don't get too upset. You know, take your time. You know, you can see my wonderful workstation here. I just got this thing balancing on a old cart. It's not like I have a machine shop or anything. Just do it with some hand tools, and you can get it. So what I'm going to be doing now is, again, tapping that thing out, chasing the threads, cleaning up these pieces of brass. I got some of them in vinegar oil right now. I noticed one of the jets for the float jet was, you know, it was tight the other day, so I'm going to be taking them back all apart and cleaning that up because the one was stuck. Good chance the other one had a little bit of crud in there. So hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little long, but again, I'm hoping to show you a bunch of these things when you buy a used bike or have a used bike sitting a while. Some of the things you got to look at, fiddle with, and fix. That way you get this monster back on the road. So enjoy. Bye. Okay, I thought I was done. I figured I, wouldn't show you the boringness of tapping, but what I had to do was improvise. Again, all we're doing is chasing these threads. So I made a regular tap handle wouldn't fit, so I got a little can't twist clamp. These are wonderful little things. But anyway, you're just taking this thing, and I got just this about the whole way through right now. You're just turning this thing in there, slow, quarter turn at a time, not too fast. You're putting some kind of oil on it, WD-40, whatever you got, whatever oil you got laying around. Better, well, much better than nothing. So you're just taking this a little at a time, okay? And no rush. And by all means, if you need to, take this thing out a couple times, clean the threads, and clean the tap. What's happening is you're taking little bits of metal out of where the threads are. You're basically chasing that. And you'll feel little bumps and grinds when you're putting that thing in there. Getting a screw out is one thing. Getting a tap out in your garage, you're going to be hating life. So again, like I say, you got all day to screw this up. Take your time with the tapping. And again, the wrench, the thing I got is a little can't twist clamp. Works wonderful. Again, we're not threading the whole thing. We're just chasing it. So you got enough force with your hands right here to turn this thing, to get this thing through there. So anyway, I thought I was done, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I should show, if you want to see this stuff, this is a pretty neat way to do it. Because otherwise, a top handle is going to bump into the side of the carburetor. And again, I got this side, I had to take the bowl off finally because it was in the way. But I got this side covered up. I don't want any crud in there, but I probably will be taking that back apart. But anyway, when you're doing this threading, this tapping action, just take your time, quarter turn at a time, if that. You'll feel it going down through there, and by all means, again, take the tap out, clean it quite often, and clean the threads out quite often. Get all those little pieces of old screw out of there. So we're good to go. So hope you enjoyed. Bye.